Underdogs, long snappers and all-pro defensive tackles. Eagles film Roulette has certainly not disappointed with regards to the variety of players we've been able to take a closer look at under the film room microscope. But what will this week bring? That is what I am here to answer. If you are new to this series, guys, what this involves is spinning a wheel that involves every single name of the players on the Eagles' current 90-man roster going into training camp, and whoever it lands on, we take a look at 5 games from their 2018 season. So will we get ourselves another long shot to make the roster, or will it be a key piece of the team moving forward? It's time to spin the wheel and find out. Alright, so the countdown begins. We've had a wide receiver, a long snapper, a defensive tackle and a lineman. Will we get another new position? Yes, we do. Rodney McLeod, and I could not have asked for a better film room to produce. There is a lot to say about the Eagles safety, the man who restructured his deal in 2019 after ending his 2018 season in week 3 with a torn ACL and MCL. There are a lot of questions over whether or not he can return to his 2018 form, but if he can, the Eagles could be an elite secondary once again. No, 3 games is only a small sample size, but all you've got to do is look at his stats and they speak for themselves. In 2017, McLeod had 6 passes defensed. He had 4 through 2.5 games. He had 10 tackles. He had 50 in all of 2017. So the guy started off on an absolute tear. Are we going to see the next evolution of Rodney McLeod? Let's take a look at 5 plays from those opening 3 games. Alright, this one may be one of my favourites from all of Rodney McLeod's plays so far as an Eagle, and it's nothing too extortionate, but it's the way it's executed that really stands out. Now, the Eagles are running a style of coverage here known as inverted cover 2. It can be called inverted tamper 2, cover 3 robber. There are several different names, but the main premise is the same. Now, in a normal cover 3 defense, the outside corners take a third of the field each, and that would leave the safety to fill the hole in the middle or drop back, leaving a vacated space over the middle for Calvin Ridley to run into. And with Sidney Jones running to the outside to look after the curl and flat, that's a huge opening for Matt Ryan. Now, the difference between this and a cover 3 robber is that instead of dropping back, McLeod's going to come down and attack that hole. He's going to push right down towards the line of scrimmage, and while you've got the corner dropping back outside and obviously the nickel back looking after the curl and the flat, it's going to close off that window. And what it does well is it makes the quarterback freeze. So Matt Ryan right now is looking, thinking he's got a window, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Rodney McLeod, what should be an interception, ends up as a pass defense, but it's the athleticism and the IQ that stands out. Ryan's eyes are fixed in the middle of the field, and Rodney McLeod does nothing but follow them all the way throughout his progression. Keep an eye on his head. It's in the backfield. It's in the backfield. He moves accordingly and jumps that route with athletic prowess. It's a stunning play, and around the point of the catch, the guy is just an absolute demon. Another example of that here, he's the single safety over the top. There's a curl underneath from a tight end, and the speed in which he's able to close here and then bring enough velocity to jar that ball loose is beyond impressive. That's exactly what you want from a safety in this situation. Just look at that, straight down, and he aims for the ball. He doesn't go for the legs or for the secure tackle. He wants to try and jar that loose. Now, this play is interesting as well, because what McLeod's actually going to do is line up in the box and take care of the curl and flat responsibility. So he drops outside. Look at his eyes. He's already looking at Fitzpatrick, who's looking over the middle. Now, the reason for this, the Eagles are running zone coverage, and at the minute, he's got himself a nice corner route developing over the middle. So McLeod keeps his eye on him because he fully well knows that that slot receiver is going to break, and with the corners taking a third of the field, Malcolm Jenkins is going to have to come and help out with the 2 receivers on the left. It's going to leave a massive open space. So McLeod knows he's got help over the top from that cornerback, from Ronald Darby. So he's going to actually break off of this to close on that route over the middle and cause what is one of the biggest plays for the Eagles defense of that game. Sees it coming. There's the catch. A huge tackle jars the ball loose, lands in the hands of Ronald Darby, and that's an interception. It's not the only time he was forced to make a tough decision either. For instance, take this route that the Indianapolis Colts decided to run. T.Y. Hilton's in the slot. He's going to run a stutter and go. Again, the Eagles are in zone coverage. So what we're going to see is Malcolm Jenkins, who's currently lined up over Hilton, keep his eyes up, but obviously sitting in zone, which is going to mean that when he breaks and darts for the outside fade, that there's no one there because Jalen Mills has to respect that corner route. So the minute that McLeod sees this, that Hilton starts accelerating to the boundary, look look at the closing speed, anticipates the throwing lane and gets right in the way of it. Doesn't come down on the player, he instead aims where the ball is going to be thrown to, and that is a huge trait for a safety. Just look at that, leaps it again, should have been an interception, but McLeod was playing at a ridiculous level in 2018, and I think you can make the case for him being one of the biggest losses in that secondary. There was no way that Corey Graham could replicate that production, and it's certainly more than a coincidence that the Eagles lacked so much in the way of ball production when McLeod was out of the picture. Now, going back to this Tampa Bay game, this is the last player I want to look at. It's nothing too fruity, it comes down to fundamentals, it's all about tackling. Again, the Eagles are going to be in zone coverage, the corners take a third of the field, and McLeod is going to come down and take the curl and flat. Now, this one's interesting because it is a 3rd and 10. The Bucs obviously want to try and get that yardage, but with the Eagles being in zone coverage, if you flood them and force them back and break that cushion, opportunity for a screen underneath, getting that yardage increases significantly. But McLeod bursts, clicks and closes on the ball and wraps up securely. The Eagles were already down significantly at this time, and this would have surely put the nail in the coffin, but look at that, even adapts, he knows the running back's going to try and step inside. It's a nice square tackle, as reliable as you could ask for from a safety in that situation. There is a very strong chance Rodney McLeod returns at a Pro Bowl level if he can fully heal from not just that torn ACL, but the torn MCL as well. The Eagles, of course, again restructured his deal. It's going to be a big year for Rodney McLeod, but if he can get anywhere near to the level of 2018, then that safety position is going to be stacked. But let me know what you think, guys. What are your opinions on Rodney McLeod and his outlook for 2019? Let me know down in the comments. From myself, Liam Jenkins, you can follow me on Twitter at LiamJenkinsPSN. I'll see you next time.